Hey everybody, and welcome back to P.U.G. That's Pickup Games. Sorry for the long hiatus. I wanted to get through those Zeppelin videos to get through my own personal stuff, apparently. Now that we're all done with that, I'm going to go back to posting at least one video a week. Two videos on some special weeks, like Monopoly Monday, which will be coming back actually next week. Because this is a Tuesday and it's the first, so the first Monday of the month will be next week. We'll be looking at a Rick and Morty Monopoly that I got. I actually have not opened it yet. I have not looked at it yet. I will be opening it on camera and everything. So we'll be exploring that one together a little bit. For today, though, we are going to be looking at YouTube Magic Sushi. Oh, wait. I need the game. Sushi. You just go out to the side. Sushi Go. Sushi Go. Yeah, it's a 2 to 5 player game. It's a really fast-paced game. A ton of fun little party game. Those I use that term a lot. It's like one of those pick up and play games. It's not like Arkham Horror or anything. The goal of this video is to enjoy my sushi while I go ahead and talk about this. So, without further ado, let's get going. Ah, crap! I already messed up. Luckily, I was prepared for this with another penguin plate and sushi. So I had both. I had penguin plate and sushi. Either way, let's talk about the game, but not the sushi that looks so delicious. No, wait to eat. Let's talk about the game. So the game is Sushi Go, the pick up and pass card game. It's 2 to 5 players, rated for ages 8 plus. Oh, that's what the box says, at least, so I'm going to go ahead and believe them. I haven't played this with two people. Like most games, though, I believe that playing with two people is kind of lame. This is definitely a 3-player minimum game, in my opinion. But let's open it up and see what's inside. Cards. That's literally the game, cards. So, you're going to have one massive deck that you are not really going to use very much. You are going to shuffle up the deck and deal out a certain amount of cards depending on the number of players. It is 10 cards for 2 players, 9 cards for 3 players, 8 cards for 4, and then 7 for 5. Well, what are these cards, you ask? Well, let's find out. First, you have the Maki Roll, which comes in 1, 2, and 3. At the end of the game, the scoring goes by whoever has the most Maki Roll icons on their side of the board, and then whoever has the second most. So you see this one's worth 1, this one's worth 2, this one's worth 3, obviously. If at any point there's a tie, you're going to split up the points. So if 2 people have the most, each person gets 3 points, or if 2 people have the second most, one person will get 1 point, the other person will get 1 point, and then you'll just let 1 point go into the nether. But let's look at the next card. I'll explain how to play in the scoring after we look at all the cards. Next, we have the Nigiri and the Wasabi. They go together, so that's why I'm showing them together. For the Nigiri, you have the egg, the salmon, and the squid Nigiri. Each one's worth a certain amount of points, the egg being 1, the salmon being 2, the squid being 3. However, on your turn, if you play the Wasabi, you can then, on your next turn, play a Nigiri, and if you play a Nigiri on top of it, you get 3 times the points. So if I play a salmon Nigiri on top of the Wasabi, it's actually worth 6 points. 6 points instead of just 2. And, the squid will be worth 9, and so forth. But again, we'll get into scoring and play after we look at all the cards. Let's look at the next set. Next up, we have the Tempura. The Tempura only scores if you have 2 of them together. And they are worth 5 points if you score them together. Happy little shrimpy things. Yay! Let's look at the next one. Next up is the sashimi. Like the tempura, this one only scores if you have a certain amount. You have to have 3 sashimi. And if you have 3, you get 10 points. Oh yeah, we're going to look at the next one. I have a mouthful of sushi, so that's why I was rushing through it. My favorite way to play the game is the dumpling. Because with the dumpling is you get increasing points by the amount that you have. If you have 1 dumpling, you get 1 point. 2 dumplings, you get 3. 3, you get 6. 4, you get 10, and 5 dumplings, you get 15 points. But yeah, that's it for the dumplings. Let's go ahead and move on to the second to last card. This one's a little more confusing. All right, the chopsticks. This one allows you, whenever you reveal it, you get to put it back in your hand and place down 2 sushi cards from your hand. So it basically lets you play 2 cards in one turn. Normally you get to play 1 card per turn. Again, I'm going to explain that in a second. But yeah, it's a really good card. However, it does go back in your hand, meaning your opponent gets it next turn. But I'll explain that in a second. Let's look at the final card real quick. Pudding. Pudding is an interesting card because it is the only one that takes away points. Whoever has the most pudding at the end of the game gets 6 points, and whoever has the least amount of pudding, that includes 0, loses 6 points. So you kind of want to make sure that you have at least some pudding. You want to go for the most, but you want at least that you have more than the lowest. But yeah, that's all for the cards. Let's go ahead and look at how to play the game. I'm going to go ahead and deal out 2 hands, even though I'd say the game should be played with 3, but just for simplicity's sake, we're going to deal 2 hands. I'm almost out of sushi. Okay, so I've dealt out 2 hands. They are completely random. I did not preset this up, so I have no clue what's in these hands just yet. We're going to look at this one real quick, and I'm going to explain how to play the game. So you are going to go off to the side. On your turn, you look at your hand, and you get to choose 1 card to play face down. You can tell I really didn't set this up because they are all which ways. So, looking at the cards that I have in my hand, as I said, I'm a dumpling man. I'm going to go ahead and play this dumpling card face down. The other player is going to do the same thing. He is going to play his, he'll play pudding, because he wants to play pudding. At the same time, we reveal our cards. And then you pass your hand to the player to the left. Since there's only 2 players, we're just going to swap hands. We're going to go ahead and then do that again. So he's going to look at what I got, and he's going to be like, oh, I want to take the pudding again. And then I'm going to look at what he has. Me being a dumpling man, I'm going to take his dumpling. We reveal what we have, and we add it to our board. So I get another dumpling. He gets another pudding. Then, again, the play passes. This goes until there's no more cards. You then add up the score of the round, and then you take away all the cards. So if the round were to end right here for some reason, it wouldn't. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to say the round ends right here. I would get 3 points. He would get 6. I would get -6. So I'd be at a -3 points, and he'd be at 6. I'd be losing by a lot. Well, luckily, there's other scores going into this, and not just these 2. That is how you do the basics of it. Each game consists of 3 rounds, though. So you have 3 full rounds of emptying out entire hands. And that is the basics of the game. It's really simple. It's a really fast-paced game. It's really cute artwork. I don't know how well the cards can be seen on the camera. The camera always looks very different whenever it's on my computer than whenever I'm viewing it through the little tiny screen that they provide me. So it's really hard to say. But it's really cute. As for rating, I'm going to go ahead and put these to the side real quick before I talk about rating and everything. Okay, as for rating, I also want to eat my nice piece of sushi. As for rating, I'd give this a solid 5 out of 10. I know 5 out of 10 sounds low if you talk about like in video game terms and everything. Usually that's low for video games because you're spending $60 plus on a video game, and so something is not like near perfect. You're not going to spend that much money on that. This game cost, I think I spent $15 on it. So a pretty average game for $15 where I can spend and have a good hour or 2 of fun with my friends every now and then. That's pretty good for me. I mean, it's an average game in my opinion. Anything below a 5 is when we start falling below average, and then you get bad, and then whenever you hit 0, you hit the Guardians. No. This is a fun game. It's not something that I would like center my night around or anything. This is the type of game you play whenever you want to play like a few games together. It's like you want to play like, oh, let's play a round of Sushi Go, then let's play a round of Love Letter, and maybe a round of Flux and stuff like that. It's one of those type of games. Not something like Dungeon Quest or Shadows of Camelot, where you spend the whole night playing one game. But anyway, I recommend it. Have some fun with it. It's really cute. You have any games that you like that are these like pick up and play games that you want to tell me about that I could check out? Just go ahead and leave a comment below, and of course, like and subscribe along with that. And then I have all the links for you. You know, the GoFundMe, the Twitter, the Facebook. Again, sorry for the hiatus. I'm back at least once a week. Keep on holding up for 2 fingers, and I always say one. One. There you go. One. Anyway, I'm done. Okay, you guys have a good day. I forgot my penguin plate. Thank you, Osaka, for not sponsoring this video, but, you know, selling me food.